All right, you're on.
Okay. Okay, here's the first rack that we took off, and I'm going to cut that. Oh, yeah. Very tender. Oh, yeah, that looks great. Boy, the knife just slides right through that. Get it right in between the bones there. Yeah, you can see a nice smoke ring around the outside there.
Now, when you slice, do you get is there a method? Do you go to the edge or right in the middle, or does it care?
It probably doesn't really matter. I try to go in the middle.
Okay.
So it's, again, a little bit better presentation. Now you've got meat on both sides of the bone.
I see.
Yeah, these are very moist, very tender. Sometimes it's hard to tell exactly where the bone is. Doing okay here. There we go. Nice.
That's mine. That piece right there.
Okay, now let me see.
Boy, that looks crispy on the outside, man. That's a ton of meat.
Yes, it is. This is one of the ones that kind of broke off on the smoker. So here, let's. Boy, that just like butter.
So, can you recap the process that you did through these now that we're at the finishing thing? Just give me a quick recap of what did you do?
Yeah, I did what's called the 3-2-1 method. So I started out the night before. I put a dry rub. I take that back. Even before I put the dry rub on, what I put on was a kind of a glaze, a mixture of mustard, vinegar, and a few spices. I put that on first and spread that out, and then I put the dry rub on. And again, you can use whatever dry rub works for you. I make my own. Actually, the recipe for my dry rub is on my website, www.mikesbackyardbarbecue.weebly.com. I have my mop on there, and I have my dry rub recipe on there. So I put that on the night before. I wrapped them in clear plastic, put them in the refrigerator overnight, and then the next day, once I got the fire going and all that, I put them on. This is where it gets into the 3-2-1 method. I put them on for 3 hours, just plain, like a regular smoke, just in the smoker. And then after those 3 hours, I took them out and wrapped them in foil for another 2 hours, hence the 2 of the 3-2-1. And before I wrapped them, I put in some apple juice. I sprinkled some brown sugar and honey on the top of them, and then put the apple juice around the tin foil, and I double foiled it because you want it really strong. You don't want any holes in it. Then I sealed it up real tight, and so that kind of steams it, and that goes for 2 hours. And then for about a half hour, 45 minutes after that, I take them out of the foil and let them go, like say, for about a half hour, 45 minutes. And that kind of, because they're pretty wet when you take them out of the foil, so then that kind of dries out a little bit on the outside. It makes a much better tasting rib and a much better presentation, so you don't have a wet rib that you're giving someone.